Okay. So Vajika is able to create custom objects, custom fields and application.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Any doubts in that?
Hi, I'm Prabali.
Yes.
I had a couple of questions.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I tried to create the app name, like of course I was confused initially as to, even now I'm confused. I don't know what I was doing, but anyway, I created the app called Recruiting. And while I was trying to create the object, I couldn't follow the instructions, like I couldn't go through completely. So I had to stop in between and I tried to delete an object. And again, I went back and created another with the same name. So there were two recruiting apps with the same name. Probably the object name is different. I cannot see that. But for me, the app looked the same, like from the where we go and select the apps, all the applications. There,
Okay.
it was showing the same name.
Okay.
So that was one. And also, like, I don't know if this is the next step. Well, initially itself, when I was in this trailhead, should I always go to hands-on orgs and launch the my trailhead playground always whenever I want to work, or is it something which, because I didn't know, I was trying to figure it out. So that was one question.
So when you say that hands-on or means your developer, or are you trying to say?
Like on my trailhead, whatever we created was on my trailhead, right?
It's a trail.
So,
He's talking about that.
so your trailhead is linked with your developer org, right? So let's say whenever you want to do any practice or anything from the trailhead, you have to launch that particular org, whichever is linked with that, and then you'll have to complete the we can say assignment there, and then you can check the points in the trailhead.
Okay, so every time I go there, I have to launch.
Yes.
Okay, that was one thing. And also, is there a way I can see all the objects what I've created based on my user profile or something? Because today, like I said, when I was trying to create, I deleted something and I didn't know what happened, and I was able to create two applications in the same name.
So in the previous session, I showed you, right, how we can go to the object settings. So do you remember those steps?
No, I don't. Because for me, like I said, it was quite confusing when I started working on this, because every time I had to go back, it would open a new window. Like I had several windows. Probably because this is the first app I'm trying to create. It was quite confusing.
Okay. Okay, no problem. We'll see what is the problem in your org. Okay.
Sure.
Share my screen. Are you able to see my screen, guys?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, it's this one, right? I mean the Salesforce. Am I cut? Are you able to see my Salesforce screen?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So Kalavati, in order to check all the objects in your org, what you have to do is just go to the setup, click on this particular setup here, go to the setup, and then click on this object manager button. Once you click on this object manager button, all the object list will show you. Okay. And if you are not able to find it, I mean, by scroll down, you can just simply type in that particular object name. You will be able to find it. Okay, is that fine?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so what I'll do first we will go through this session, and after that we will see your issue. Okay,
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
no problem. So today we are going to see page layouts in Salesforce. So page layouts in Salesforce allow us to, customize the design, and we can say the detail page of any record in Salesforce. For example, if I go to this SF admin record for position object, okay. If I open this record here on this particular page, I can see this detail section, right? Where I have created all the fields and added one by one, as you can see here. So page layout is something which can control the appearance of field, okay, here on this particular detail page, or we can say details section. We also, can control the related list and standard and custom, deed buttons in the page. For example, here we have related, right? Now in this related section, how many related list we want to add or we want to show, that also we can set in the page layout, and then custom buttons and standard buttons. So this is the button, I mean option. So here we can add custom or standard button. This all can be controlled from page layout. And there is one more thing. So while creating a field, we see that we can set the field as required or mandatory, right? When we go to the field creation, click on new button, select the data type there. When we enter the field name, there is a small checkbox which we can tick if we want that field to be mandatory or required, right? Similarly, here in the page layout, we can set the visibility field level security on the page layout itself. For example, let's say if I want to make this position name as required field, okay, or let's say read only or visible, okay, I can set it up from the page layout itself. So let's go and see how we can, edit this particular page layout. So right now here, as you can see, all the fields are added one by one, right? But now let's say we want to create sections for each type of fields, then we can also create that. So for that as well, what we'll have to do is we'll have to go to the object settings for the position object. Okay, so what I will do, I will click on this setup here, click on setup. Then click on object manager. Okay, now in order to go to the position object settings, we'll have to search for that particular object here. Click on position. And here we have the third option called page layout. Okay, for all the settings of any object, we have to go to, we have to follow the same steps. Go to setup, click on object manager, find that particular object, and go to the settings of that particular object. So here we have page layout. I will click on this page layout, and this is the standard page layout which Salesforce creates, okay, when we create any custom object. And for standard object as well, Salesforce has already created this particular layout. So what we can do is we can simply edit this particular layout. So what I did, I first click on the page layout and then I click on the name of that particular page layout. Okay, now here we have this panel where we have all the fields, then buttons, quick actions, related list. Okay, all these. What we can do is from this particular panel, we have to drag that and drop it on the page layout. Okay, now as you can see, all these fields. Guys, are you able to see my screen?
Yes,
Yes, yes, we
Okay.
can.
Okay. So this particular fields are showing as grayed out because all these fields are added here on the particular page layout, right? Only these two are showing as, not showing as grayed out. Let's say if I removed any field, for example, I removed this type field, okay, or I removed this max pay. As you can see the difference here, when I remove this particular field, it doesn't show me as the grayed out. Okay, it Salesforce give us the option to select this field and add it over here. So let's say now if you want to add this maximum pay field here below the minimum pay, what you'll have to do is you'll just have to go to that particular field, hover over, click on that, okay, and then drag and then just add it there. Okay, exactly. We can add the type as well. What I did is I just hover over, then click on that and then drag and add it on the layout below the maximum pay. Okay, so in this way we can add or remove fields. Now let's say if you want to create different sections here. Okay, so here we have section option as well. Let's try to create a new section. Okay, and we can give the name. We can show this, display this on the detail page or edit page. Okay, if I remove this checkboxes, then this new section name will not appear on the detail page as well as on the edit page. Edit page means if you go here, okay, this is the detail page. Okay, if you go here and here we have edit button, right? If I simply click on edit, okay, so that time it shows, but only then when we have selected this checkbox field. Okay, and here we have the layout option as well, whether we want to one column or two column or tab key order as well. I am not gonna do anything here. Okay, let's see. That's it. Okay, as of now I'm just going to enter the section name as pay. Okay, and what I'll do is I'll just drag this minimum pay and maximum pay field on this particular section. Okay, if I want to create another section, I have to do the same. I just can simply click on the section, okay, and drop it. So as you can see, if I select this section and drag, I can drop it only there where I can see this green color line. Okay, I cannot add it. Let's say on this particular section, I cannot add it. Either I can add above that particular section or below that particular section. Okay, but I cannot add it on this particular section. As you can see, it shows us the mark as well. So here, let's say, This is also I want to display on the detail page as well as the edit page, and I click on OK. So here what I can do is I can add these fields: JavaScript, C#, then Apex, and then Java. Okay. Now, in this way, we can create multiple sections if we want, and we can rearrange the fields as well. Okay. Let's say that now I want this open date field here. Okay. Hire by field here. So what I can do is, let's say here we have open date. I will just drag this and I will add this close date. I will drag this and I will add this higher by date. Okay, so we can rearrange the fields as well. Then here we have standard and custom buttons option. As you can see, Salesforce already added all the standard buttons. Let's say your developer create any custom button. Okay, then what you can do is you can add that custom button here on the custom button section. So what you'll have to do is you'll have to go to the mobile lighting action, and then you'll have to drag that custom button and drop it over here. Okay, and then we have quick actions and mobile lightning actions as well. These are also the type of button we can say, but we are going to see what those are in the future. So I'm not going to go in a detail about that, but if you want that to add in the page layout, always remember that quick action is for Salesforce Classic layout, or we can say Salesforce Classic UI, and mobile and lightning action is for lightning UI. Okay, so right now, as you can see here, you're not able to, let's say, add anything, right? Salesforce doesn't allow us to, add anything over here. What you'll have to do is, as you can see this wrench icon, okay, you just have to click on it, and once you click on it, you will be able to add the buttons which are showing here to here. Okay, and for mobile and lightning action as well, we have the same process. Now here the last section is for related list. Right now it is showing as activity history or open activities or notes and attachment. Okay, so similarly we can add multiple related lists if we have. So we can just simply click on related list and we can drag that and drop it on the related list option. Always remember that if you want to, let's say, sometimes what happens is customer wants us to add this related list here on the detail section, which we cannot do. Okay, Salesforce has already decided where we have to add. On the detail section, we have to only add fields. On related list, we can add related list. Okay, we cannot add related list on the detail section or field on the related list. Okay, so now let's say we have edited a page layout. Okay, I will save this quickly. Okay, now let's go to the page and refresh. As you can see, all the changes are reflecting on the detail section of this particular page, right? So we have added hire by field here, close date field here. Then we have also created two sections which says that languages and pay, and we have added this field in that particular section. Okay, if I click on edit button, it should show the sections as well. sometimes, lightning just take time to, reflect the changes. Okay, so in this way, we can modify the page layout. Any questions in that?
Is there any limit for creating the page layouts for an object, or we can create as many?
I don't think so. We have a limit, but Salesforce automatically creates the layout. Okay, if you want, and if there is any requirement for multiple page layout, let's say 4, 5, 6, you can create. I have seen 15 page layouts as well.
Okay. So we can assign these different page layouts to different objects.
Uh,
Or
For each object, you can create page layout, right? So now this particular page layout is only for position object. But if you created, let's say, 4 different page layout, then the assignment will be different. I mean, these 4 will be only for position object, but assignment will be different. Okay.
okay.
Okay. Any questions?
No.
No.
So you have understood, right, how we can modify the page layout in Salesforce. Okay. Now, the next is lightning record pages. Just give me a moment. Okay, so second topic is lightning record pages. Lightning record pages means, as you can see on the screen, this is a lightning record page, which is a combination of, or we can say collection of several components, okay, in this particular web page. So this is a component, this is a different component, this is a different component, okay. By default, each object has, its own unique record page, which is provided by Salesforce, and which consist several standard lightning components. Those components are also provided by Salesforce itself. Okay, so for this position object as well, when we created this custom object, Salesforce has automatically created the lightning record page. Okay, if you want to see, what you can do is you will just have to simply go to the edit page, the setup gear, and here we have the second last option called edit page. Okay, if you want to see the by default lightning record page, which is created by Salesforce, if you go here in the object manager, here also we have option called lightning record pages, but you won't be able to see the default lightning record page. Okay, until and unless you save it, you won't be able to view it. So that's the reason you just have to go to the setup and click on edit page. Okay, now I clicked on edit page. So as you can see, now I can see the default record page. As you can see here, the label shows as position record page and developer name is also same. So this particular page called App Builder in Salesforce. Okay, and in the middle of the page, you can see this is our lightning record page, and this is a combination of several components here. This is one component. If I click on this particular component at the right side, it shows me which component it is. Then we have this particular component. Okay, it shows me which component it is. Okay, and what I have added over here. Similarly, this is also show me as the record detail component. For related, if I go here and click on this particular notes and attachment, it shows me which component I have added here. Okay, so on the left hand side, we can see all the standard components provided by Salesforce, and then we have option for custom as well. Let's say your developer has created any custom component. Okay, those components will appear over here. Okay, and then you will be able to add it on the lightning record page. So right now this is the highlight panel, and here I have, let's say, Salesforce added tabs for activity. Then here Salesforce has added tabs for related as well as detail, and on that particular tab Salesforce has added each component. Here it says detailed record detail, here it says related list, and here we have activities component. Okay, so if we want to edit it, we can do this. Okay, let's say I want this particular related and detail section over here, let's say, and activity over here. So what I can do is I'll just simply click here, and here we have the button called add tab. Okay, I click on add tab. Now I can simply click on this details and select the standard tab, say activity. Okay, now I have added the activity tab here. Once I click on activity tab, as you can see here, this particular section is blank. Okay, until and unless we add any component over here, we won't be able to see anything. Okay, now for this activity, Salesforce has provided the standard activities component. So what we have to do is we just have to simply hover over and drag and drop it on this particular section. Once I drop it, as you can see, it shows me all the activities. I mean, the button for activity, which is new event, new task, logo call, and email. Okay, these comes under activity. So from here, I can create new task or event, or I can send an email as well. Okay, now let's say what I want is, here I want related. Okay, I don't want related over here. So what I'll do, I'll just click here and I will change the tab name as related. Okay, done. And now I want to remove this component as well, which is the activity component, right? I don't want this particular component over here because I want to see all the related list, okay, for this particular page or for this particular record of the position. So what I can do is I just simply, here we have a delete button, so I can delete it. Okay, and then from here I can add this related list components. Now here we have several components. First is a related list single. If I add this related list single, meaning that I have to add each and every related list one by one. Okay, if I add this related list, meaning that all the related lists which we have added in the page layout, those will appear on the related tab. And then we have related list quick links as well. So if I add this particular here, okay, I will be able to see in a quick links, exactly like quick links. Okay, if I go to this related tab here, I can see this as a related list, but if I go to the quick link, it just show me like the quick link. Then I have to click on the notes and attachment, and then I will be able to add it. Okay, I don't see any upload files option over here as well. So let's say I want to add a related list. Okay, and now I want to remove this particular component and tab as well. So I'm going to simply delete this, and I will also remove the related tab as well. Okay, now we have only two tabs. One is details, second is activity on this particular section, and then on the second section we have related tab. Okay, here we can default we can set the default tab as well, whether I want details or activity. If I select activity, meaning that whenever I will open any record of position object, the first tab will show me as activity. Okay, even if we have added as detail first tab, still Salesforce will show me the activity, okay, as a default tab. If I select details, then Salesforce will show details. Okay, now let's say I have customized this lightning record page, and now I'm satisfied with this, and what I want is I want to save this particular page. Okay, so what I mean, how we will do that? Okay, what changes we have done? We have added activity tab here. We have also added activities component over here. We have added related tab here, and added related record, related list component, and then we remove the related from here. Okay, now we have done this changing. Now what I will do, I will just quickly click on save button. Okay, now once I click on save button, Salesforce will give me the option to activate this for your user. Okay, and once I activate it, Salesforce will give me further options. So first is org default. Okay, so org default means if I assign this lightning record pages, then all the users in our organization will be able to see this particular lightning record page here. It also shows the description as less record page displays for an object unless more specific assignments are made. Then second is app default. App default means if I click on assign as app default, Salesforce will give me the option, okay, for which particular app I want to activate this particular lightning record page. So let's say I have selected recruiting, okay, and click on next. Then it also asks me whether I only want for desktop or phone, or desktop and phone. Okay, and let's say I have selected it for desktop and phone. Now click on next. Okay, and now it will show we are activating this for recruiting app, desktop, okay, position record page, and similarly for phone. So if I click on save, so what will happen? Meaning that what we are doing is we are assigning app default. Okay. Now, what it says, page app default page assignment, if specified, overrides the org default, meaning that if, let's say, you have already created any lightning record pages, okay, let's say position record page 1, okay, and you have assigned that as org default. Now you are creating the second lightning record page, which is position record page, and you are assigning this as an app default only for recruiting app. So what will happen? This particular setting will override the org default setting, meaning that for other application, we will be able to see the page lightning record page, which is assigned as org default, but only for recruiting application, we will be able to see the lightning record pages, which is assigned as app default. Okay. Have you understood the difference between org default and app default?
I have a question, Amrapali.
Mm-hmm.
So, say we create this position record page and we set it as a org default. That means that any application we open, like say sales, service, or whatever we open, that page is gonna, that lightning record page is gonna look like this.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
So even if you go to sales application or any service application, and there you are opening this particular position record page, okay, you will be
Oh,
able to
the
see
position
that.
record page. It's not like
Yes.
for any record.
No. How it will be any? We are only changing for position object, right? And for the second tab, if I go here, I showed you this option, right? Lightning record pages, which is under the position object, meaning that we are setting it up only for position object, not for
Right. So
any
the
object.
so wherever we open the position object, it should look like this, right? But
Right.
how does it matter? Like we go into any other application and open the position record page, it's still going to be the same, right? But
Yes.
what does actually what does org default actually mean here?
Meaning that all your users will be able to see the same page for all the applications.
The
Okay.
position object is available in all the applications, then it will be same.
Okay. Okay.
And
Okay.
app default, we are setting it up, specific on any particular app. So if we open the position record on that particular app, that time it will show like this.
Okay.
Okay. And third, we have app record type and profile. Okay. So now this is the setting which will override the org as well as app default if we set up this particular setting. Okay, meaning that if I click on assign to app record types and profile, so first it will ask me for the application, next, okay, form factor, next, then it will ask me for any record type. Now record type is something, we are yet to see, right, what is record type and everything, but as of now, you just have to remember that for each and every object, Salesforce automatically creates the master record type. Okay. And later on, we can create multiple record types as well, and we can select those record types. Okay. So now let's say for position, we have created two different positions. One is IT and second is non-IT. Okay. So I will be able to select that record type over here and then click on next, and then I will also have to select any profile as well. Let's say my profile is a standard system admin profile, so I can select this one. If I click on next and save, meaning that only the user which are added to the system administrator profile, those user will be able to see this particular page layout, or sorry, lightning record page. Okay, only for recruiting app and only for master record type. Okay, so this is the third setting, which is more advanced, and it actually overrides the org default as well as app default setting as well. If we set app record type and profile, okay. But as of now, what I want is I want to assign this page layout as or default. So if I select desktop and phone, next, and save. Okay. Now this particular lightning record page is activated, okay, as of default. I will click on this back button. And as you can see, the changes are reflecting on the lightning record pages because we have added activity and related over here. And it is also showing the details as default, right? If we have selected the activity, then activity would have shown as default. Any questions here?
No.
Okay, so what we have seen so far is how we can check the like standard lightning record page which is provided by Salesforce, and how we can add that standard record page right in the Salesforce system. Now let's say there is a requirement of creating different lightning record page. Okay, so we have to create a new one. So let's just see how we can create a new one from scratch. Okay, so for that as well, what you'll have to do is you'll have to go to the setup and then object manager.
Quick
So
question,
for that,
Dr. Ali.
uh-huh.
This object manager, is it on different levels or is it just one place where you find all the objects, whatever you create?
Yeah, it is, we can say one place where we can find all the objects which are created in the system. It's like a shortcut for all the objects, right? So in classic, what happened is I showed you on the second thing, right? When we were learning about UI, lightning UI and classic UI, right? So there, what happened is if I go to the setup, okay, here I can just find the standard object and their settings. And if I want to, you know, like find any custom object setting, then we have object. Okay, and once we click on object, okay, it, I mean, in the classic UI, it opens the custom object list. But here in Lightning, Salesforce has provided like the list for standard as well as custom object in a single place.
Okay.
Okay, here you can see the type as well. Okay, position, it shows that custom object, right? If I see opportunity, it shows that standard object.
But here I'll not be able to know the type, if the position is a tab or if it is a file, I mean, a object, obviously.
Could you please come again? I did not understand your question.
Yeah, like here I will not know what type of the object it is, right? So like object, it's just a file, or a tab also
Object,
is an object, right?
as you can see here, it shows the type as well, whether it is a standard object or custom object. Tab is something different, right? For standard object, Salesforce has already created tab. We don't have to worry about it. For custom object, we have to create, let's say, tab. Then what we can do is we have a different setting. We'll have to go to setup. Here, enter tab. Click on tabs. And then you will be able to see the tabs which are created for custom objects. Okay, because for standard objects, Salesforce has already created So Salesforce has given this creation of custom tab here.
Okay.
Object is different and tab is different.
Okay.
Object is a database and tab is simply from where we can like go to that particular database.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Okay, so where were we? Now I want to, let's say, create any lightning record pages from scratch. So I will go to the position object, click on lightning record page. Now it is showing as position record page. Can you please tell me why we are able to see this position record page and why we are not able to see earlier this particular record page?
We changed the page layout and we saved and activated.
Yeah, so what we did is we have saved this, okay, and we have activated this for all the users, and that's the reason we are able to see this particular record page here. Okay, now let's say if you want to create a new one, then here we have a button called new. You just have to simply click on new button. And here we have different types, whether it is the app page or home page or record page, meaning that if we create any home page, then we can like add as a custom home page. So if I go to the sales and click on home, okay, it opens a page like this. Okay, now there is a requirement might be to create a different type of home page. Either we can edit this and modify this, or we can create a different home page, okay, altogether, and we can add that particular home page over here. If I add any app page, then this is only, you know, for that particular app. If I'm creating any app page for sales application or recruiting application, okay. And the major thing we have to focus here is record page, because this is the one which is for all the objects which are in the system, okay, for standard as well as the custom object. This is the only page, you know, which we use for creating I mean for accessing any kind of objects in Salesforce. So this is the record page. Okay, what you have to do is just simply select the record page. If you want to select, if you want to create any home page or app page, the settings will be same exactly as the record page. Okay, you can click on next. Now here, now I know that we are on the object settings. Still Salesforce, you know, ask us for objects. Here I will give position, let's say page 1. Okay, click on next. And now here Salesforce has already given us the option for page template. So as you can see here, these are all standard template, and the custom one is 0 because we don't have any custom one. If you want, you can, I'm not sure actually whether if there is any application out there, you know, who is providing these page or template. I'm really not sure, but right now we have this 16 standard page template. Okay, so let's say if I click here, group header and one region, it shows like this. Okay, it shows the preview of desktop as well as the mobile. If I click here, header and left side bar, okay, it shows how it will going to show in the desktop and how it is going to show in the mobile phone. Header and one region, then header and right sidebar, which is exactly the same. as the position, right? This one is header and right sidebar. As you can see, these sections are divided like this. This one first, second, and third. Okay, and similarly, we have different templates as well. Now let's say I want this one. Okay. I think this is the same one. I want a different one. Okay, this one, header and left sidebar. What I can do is finish. Okay, now I have selected a standard template. Okay, and now this is like a blank slate, right? We have to add components over here. So we can add it as we want. Okay, here we have highlight panel. Okay, so let's say I want to add it on this particular section. So what I have done is I have simply just dragged this and drop it over here. Okay, now by default it will show, the object name. Okay, which object we are right now using. So this is for position. Now let's say what I want is I want to add tabs. Okay, different tabs. So I have a tab component which I can just drag it and drop it over here. Okay, now here it says by default details and related. If we want any different tab, then we can add it. Okay, I don't want details here and I don't want related as well. So I'm going to change the tab name to activity. Okay, now I will have to add the components as well. Let's say for this one activity, for related we have added earlier is related list, and for detail we have related record as well. Okay, okay. Okay, sorry, I have added different one. Actually, we have to add record details, okay, which will show us the fields, as you can see here. So in this way, I can create the lightning record pages from scratch, save this and activate it as I want. Okay. But honestly, I don't want to create a new one, so I'm not going to save it. So the steps are same. Once you click on save, Salesforce will ask you to activate it. And once you click on activate button, it will ask you the 3 different options. One is assigning as org default, then assigning as app default, or the third one, which is assigning as related, record type, app, and profile, I believe. Okay, so yeah, I am not going to save it because I don't want to create any different lightning record page. Any questions in that? Any questions, guys?
Yeah, how can you get this panel, new contact, new case, is there, right? These drop down boxes will
Yeah,
also be there in the
I showed you, right? We have to go to the page layout, and there we have quick actions and lightning mobile and lightning
yeah,
option,
yes,
right?
yes,
There.
yes,
So now this is by default added by Salesforce. But
yes.
if we want to add or remove anything, we can add or remove from there.
Okay.
And here we have a shortcut if we want to go directly to the position object settings. Then we can do is simply click on the setup here, and here we have edit object button. Okay, so if I click on edit object, it will directly open the position object settings.
Yeah, in that we can go to the page layout.
Yeah, here we can go to the page layout. And this is the setting which is Salesforce mobile and lighting experience action. We can add or remove it. Now this is all added by Salesforce. So if we want to add or remove anything, we can just simply just drag and drop it over here. That's it. I don't want, sorry. And I don't want this one. Where it says, yeah, okay. Let's say I don't want this one as well. Okay, so in this way we can add or remove this.
Okay.
Okay, any questions, further questions?
I want to ask a question. In the real time in the project, how the request comes? They'll ask directly to create all these things, or how they will be?
It depends actually. Okay. Now let's say if there is a requirement of only creating a field, okay, for this particular position object. So what you will do as an admin, you will create that field as well as you will add that field on the position layout, right? You will not only just create field and then you will not add, I mean, that field on the layout, right? So let's say if there is a field requirement, then you'll have to create it as well as you'll have to add it on the layout as well. If there is a different requirement altogether to create a page layout, then you'll have to create a different page layout, different lighting record pages. It actually depends.
Okay.
So in earlier project, you know, where I was working, in that project, they wanted to create, I mean, they wanted to create a new system, whole new system for a program. Okay, so there we had like requirement to create a page layout, writing record pages from scratch itself. So we had created that.
Okay.
And right now where I'm working, they don't have any requirement like that. So sometimes they come up with any adding a field requirement, something like that, then we have to only modify that. Or let's say if there is a requirement of rearranging all the fields, okay, now they don't want to view this particular layout like this, okay, they will give you like how they want to view that particular layout. It's like a PDF format, or let's say the Word doc, okay, something like that, and then you can rearrange the field as per that document.
Okay.
Okay, any other question?
One question. So, like you were saying, you had to in your current project, you have to there's a requirement to create a new system altogether. So,
Mhm.
in that scenario, do you ever have to provide like prototypes or wireframes? And if yes, does Salesforce have the option to create prototypes?
No, I don't think so. The different system means, let's say they are using the Salesforce organization, and that was actually a non-profit organization. Okay, so they like have different programs. Okay, so now they wanted to organize a different program. Okay, so for that program only we had to create a new system. Now new system meaning that different type of page layout, different type of record type, different type of lightning record pages, so that whenever they will go to the contact object, okay, uh, let's say because on the contact object we can enter the information about any employee, or we can say person, right? So we can use the standard object for multiple purpose as well. So they were using the contact object for storing the person's user information, right? So what we did is we created a different record type with the name of that particular program. So whenever their users will create any contact, they will know that this particular contact is only for this particular program. Okay, so they're not will be any confusion. Now, how to create record type, what is the use of that, we are going to see everything in the next session.
Okay.
Any other question? Or else what we can do is, if you guys don't have any question, then I can stop the screen sharing and then we will see the issue. Do you? Yeah, please go ahead.
I have a question in the regarding the assignment and to try it out. We told you to enable the external ID, right? So what is that used for while creating the fields?
Okay, external ID acts as a unique field in the system. So let's say if you are integrating any application, for example, okay, that time, please correct me if I'm wrong, Devendra, that time, it will act as a unique field in the system.
Yes, correct.
Do you have any other example? You can share it.
No, Amrapali, it's fine. Like whenever we are creating a field, so sometimes like it is like depends upon the project requirement or client requirement that we need to check on that external field ID, or it's fine like whenever we are creating field, so simply we can just create a field. So it is not required every time that we need to click on that checkbox.
Right. And sometimes it happens as well. Let's say you want to update the same record, let's say using data loader or something, let's say using different tool. At that time, you will need a unique field, which you can map so that the system will know that we have to update this particular record. That is the reason we can mark this as an external field.
Yes, and like while we will be doing data routers, then it will be all clear.
Okay, then let me stop the screen sharing.
Divya has some questions, right? Divya.
Yeah, it is. Let me get to the question I asked the end like yesterday and I forgot. So when Salesforce does any maintenance to your org, do we schedule down? Do we as an administrator, do we schedule those downtimes? And I mean, this question was asked by somebody else to me, and I was not able to answer. So I thought I will turn to you guys.
No,
So
this is all like downtime and everything. This is all scheduled by Salesforce itself.
okay, so we as an admin, we don't have to go and check if after some any upgrade has happened. Do we have to go in, see if everything works okay, or no? We don't play any part in that.
So you can do the testing as an admin, but when this happens, Salesforce has already decided. I mean, they have different instances, right? So they schedule each and everything. I mean, the downtime, the maintenance, and everything. If you want to see the maintenance and everything, then there is a link called status.salesforce.com.
Salesforce.com.
There you can see for your instance
when the maintenance.
yeah.
And after and they by I mean, I have seen over there it says like from this time to this time you'll not be able to access your org because the
Right.
maintenance is going to happen, right? So
Yes.
do admins have to communicate it to the users? What do we do? Or
Yes.
the users automatically know about it? What
How
happens?
user is going to know about it? Users is the end user, right? And they don't know anything about it until and unless you give them the training. For example, you are the Salesforce admin. Let's say you are creating a new page layout, writing record pages, something like that. Okay, until and unless you introduce this to your end user, how your users will going to know? They will get confused that why this page layout is here, why this field is here, why that field is there. Earlier this particular field was in this section, now this field is in the different section, right? So
Right.
as an admin, when you create something, you'll have to communicate all these changes to your users. Now let's say you are working for any sales team or any marketing team. Okay, so let's say you are working with their lead, right?
Okay.
So what you can do is you can communicate this to their lead, and their lead will communicate all that information to their users.
So going forward, they can edit the page and everything by themselves.
Edit the page meaning what?
You were giving me an example where you said like, if you're creating a new page or you're editing a page, then we have to communicate it to the lead, right? By
See,
that,
as an admin, only you will have access to all the settings of the Salesforce org. Only you will have access to, let's say, create any object or edit any object or edit any page layout. As the end user, they will be users who are only using the system, right? So if you
okay.
introduce them to only account, context, and opportunity object, they will only work on that particular object.
Okay.
They will not be able to access any other setting in the system.
Okay. 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 So when downtime has been scheduled, we send an email to the users and let them know that they won't be able to
Yes.
access. Okay.
Yes, right.
Okay. Okay. Got it.
Divya, can you share some other questions like this? What kind of questions they are asking on admin?
Sure. Sure. If I have any more, I will. Swapna, a friend of mine just asked me this question. I was like, no, I don't know what they do actually, because I have no experience as an admin, right? So I thought, okay, I will ask Devendra and Amrapali because they are working in the field. And if I
So
have any
what
more
you can
questions,
do is, yeah, what you can do is, let's say if you appear for any interview, later on, you can make a note of this, right? And then you can circulate it to your team. I mean, this you can do.
okay. I mean,
At
the
least
question
the
that I asked you
questions.
now, I
Uh-huh.
put it in whatever questions comes to me, I put it in a Word document and I circulate it. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, you can do
Okay.
that, as well as, let's say, when you go for an interview, okay?
Mhm.
And I mean, the interviewer will ask you some questions. So it's not like you are going to forget each and every question, right?
Right.
There might
Right.
be scenario that one or two questions you may not be able to recall or
Mhm.
recollect, right? But other questions you may be able to
Yeah.
recollect. So you can make a note of that.
Okay.
And not just Divya, everyone can do that. Okay?
Yeah, we sure will do.
Yeah. Okay, I believe Kalavati was having that issue, right? Should I just say you as Kala, not Kalavati?
Yeah, Kala is good.
Okay. Okay, you can share your screen and
Yeah.
show us the issue. So are you completing the assignment from the trailhead?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. This is what I thought I was supposed to be doing.
See, if you are, let's say, going through the trailhead and completing any assignment from the trailhead, then you can launch that particular org, for whichever org you want to complete it. Okay, you can launch it from there. Okay, and if you are not, working on the trailhead, then you can simply log in using your credentials, and you can log in right in your org.
Or is it? I don't know. I'm sorry, like, this is the first time I'm using. So I came to this trailhead.salesforce.com, and here I had the option to log in. I logged in,
Yes.
and every time I'm trying to, like, if I don't use it for a couple of hours or something, then it locks me off automatically.
Yes.
And when I
Yes.
come back, I have to like do the same thing. Like I come to
No,
this
no,
and
no, no.
launch.
You are following the wrong practice. So let's say if you are working on the trailhead, okay, you are going through any module and there is any assignment, only then you can launch it. Okay. Now you don't have to like launch it every time. What you can do is just click on the plus sign there. There is a plus sign, right? No, not there. There, the beside the third tab, there is a plus sign. No, 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 dear. The first tab is for Trailhead and second tab is for Salesforce, right? Where it says recently viewed recruiting, right? Go to the second tab, which says see something, there is a number. Not on this particular page. For your browser, you have opened 3 different tabs. First is for Trailhead and 2 for Salesforce. So go to the third tab and there is a plus button beside that, right?
This one?
No, I am talking about your browser's plus button, not the Salesforce plus button. There is a plus button. Can you see? Are you able to see it?
It's talking about the new tab opening here.
Yeah.
I can't probably because I have this. Okay, yeah.
Do you know how you can open the? Okay, yeah.
Yes,
New
yes.
tab. Yeah.
I
Just
had
click.
Zoom thing covered.
Oh, okay, okay. Just click on new and then enter there that login.salesforce.com.
Yeah.
Click on that. Here you will have to enter your username and password. I believe you have already saved it. Click on login. Okay, now you are logged in your org. Okay, Salesforce org. Now you can show me the issue.
Okay. So I can close all these,
Mm-hmm.
the previous ones.
Yes, I just showed you the way how you can log in directly in your organization. Okay.
Okay. Okay. So here, when I go view all, I don't see my apps at all.
Okay, go to the settings or setup and then click on app manager. There we have a quick find box, right? On the left hand side. You are already on the setup page. So on the left hand side, you can see the quick find box.
Mhm.
Beside,
Yeah.
there, right. There, just enter app manager and see whether you have created.
App manager.
Okay, here you can see whether you have created that particular app or not. Well, my first question is, are you sure that you created that particular app in the same org? On this particular app, you have created the recruiting application.
Yeah, till I closed those tabs, I was able to see them.
Okay, okay. It probably you have created that on the Trailhead playground. Okay,
But
you
by
can open.
launching every time, would that change anything?
No, it
No?
probably from there, we can launch different types of org. So we can create a playground as well. So it seems like you have not created the recruiting app in your developer org. Go to the Trailhead and try to launch that from Trailhead, that particular org. And honestly, I have only 9 minutes left.
Oh. Okay. See, this is what I would do every time.
Okay, so as you can see, could you please go to the first tab, which is hands-on or okay. Here it says my Trailhead Playground 1. This is a different org, okay, where you have created. This is a different org. And the developer org is different one. Trailhead Playground is we create this Trailhead playground, to complete the assignment, from the Trailhead itself. So what you can do is you can also connect your developer org with this Trailhead, okay, and you can launch that particular org from here. But right now, when you're launching it, you can see the name. It says that my Trailhead Playground 1, right? So it means it's a different org, right? So what I will suggest you to do is, when you are like doing any module, completing any module in the Trailhead, only you can launch it from here. Otherwise, just log in using your username and password. Okay.
Okay.
I mean, go to the login.salesforce.com, try to complete it there, and then let me know if you have any questions. Or what you can do is you can simply launch it from here and show me the issue.
Okay. So when I go here, see this?
Okay.
Looking
Yes.
app at recruiting
It
app.
seems like you have created two different apps. Now go
Yeah,
to the same setting, go to the app manager. You'll have to close it. You'll have to click on setup.
app manager. Okay.
Click on app manager. Okay, here you can see number 16 and 17. It says that recruiting app, and the developer name, as you can see, is different. First one is recruiting and second one is recruiting _ app. So meaning that you have created two different apps. Are you sure that you have deleted the recruiting application? And if yes, could you please show me the steps how you have deleted that?
Not like here, not here, but it was showing as those objects, like there were a couple of objects what I created, and because I could see two recruits, I deleted one, and then like I tried to use the recruit object to put on the tab, then I had a confusion because it was showing like it's already deleted.
Okay, could you please show me the object settings where you are seeing the two different, I mean, object as a recruiting? You can open it in a different tab.
Different tab.
It's all right. It's all right. You can open it over here as well. It's fine because honestly, I have only 5 minutes. That's the reason I'm rushing.
I'm sorry. I am so new to this that I'm taking too much time.
Kala, what you can do, like just watch the recording again and start from the scratch. So that will be a good, because it is very confusing, right?
Right. It must be that she might have created, like object name with recruiting, and that's the reason she was able to. Yeah, right. There you can see it's a custom object which you have created. and that was the application, right? So you have created two different application with recruiting and one custom object with recruiting, right? If you want to delete the custom object, then you'll have to go to the object manager. Here you can see the arrow button, right? Click on that and you can
Yeah.
delete it from here.
Yeah,
Right?
that's what I did to the first one. How I did
Okay.
it.
Okay. But I'm still confused how you have created, I mean, the custom object called recruiting. Did you create position object and candidate object?
Yes, I have created.
Okay. Could you please show me that? There is a quick find button, right? So you can just access, yeah, find that object over there. Okay, position object is there. Now search for candidate object. Okay, great. You have created candidate object as well. What you'll have to do is, you'll have to first delete the custom object with the name recruiting. Okay. And then you'll have to delete one application as well. So in order to access the application or the settings for that particular application, you will have to go to the app manager, right?
Okay.
Okay, so what I will suggest you to do is first delete the custom object from here, delete one application, okay, and then watch the recording and create the same in your developer org, where you can log in using the URL called login.salesforce.com. Okay.
Okay. So
Did you understand the steps?
Did you, I mean, in order to create a new one, I still have to delete these, is it?
What in order to create new one? I'm really confused.
A new app, like now, like I have to create in
You
Salesforce.
don't have to create a new app. You have already created two different apps, right? With the same name called recruiting. Did you understand the difference between application and objects?
Yeah.
Okay, could you please tell me what is application and what is object?
Object is like a file where you actually store the data.
Okay, and what is application?
Application is where you have several things happening, like you're having all the files and the tab and everything together, and the user will be able to do whatever he wants to.
Files you are referring to as an object, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yes. So here what you have created for recruiting? Custom object. We don't want custom object, right, with the name of recruiting. What we want is candidate and position. We don't want recruiting. That's the reason I suggested you to delete the custom object with recruiting name, and then you have created two different applications with recruiting, right, with the same name. So we don't want two different application as well. We want only one. So you can delete one application. Okay, and once you completed all this, okay, then just close all the tabs. Okay, watch the recording and open your different developer org where you can log in using through that URL, which is login.salesforce.com, right? Enter your username and password and then try from scratch. I mean, create application, create custom objects and create fields. Okay.
Okay, I'll do that.
Did you understand all the steps?
Yeah, I will try.
And do you have that link? Could you please try once again? I mean, accessing that link for login in your developer org.
Yeah.
Yeah. Could you please try that? It's the first one, which is login.salesforce.com.
Yeah.
You can bookmark this particular link. And also Devendra also has shared this particular link on the chat section. So you can copy and paste it from there as well.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll
please try
to-
this. Yeah, and let me know if you are like facing any issues over there.
Definitely, yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much. Okay, guys, then we'll meet on the next session. Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
Amrapali. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, Devendra. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.